David Zaritsky for the Bond Experience. Welcome back. You can see I'm joined with my good friend, Kyle Barbeau. Kyle, welcome back.
Thank you for having me. Always a pleasure.
It's so good to have you. And
I never left.
It's true, he never left. And that's going to be a very appropriate statement coming up soon. But here we are talking about, once again, Frugal Bond. And I promised you way, way back that we were going to have more Frugal Bond moments. And here we are. But I didn't want to do them all myself. I've invited Kyle to talk about the Frugal Bond look. And we're going to talk about the looks that we put together today. But before we do that, let's get a little philosophical for a moment. What do you think is so attractive about Frugal Bond? I mean, it's some of my most popular videos. Why do people get pulled into the Frugal Bond aspect?
Well, a lot of the things that James Bond does or uses or has are very aspirational. They're not in everyone's budget. Yeah. And they're looking for a way to appreciate the Bond aesthetic or live like Bond a little bit without breaking the bank. And there is a lot of good quality ways to do that without spending a king's ransom.
Yeah, and I've said to people...
Not even Robert King's ransom.
Very good. He's always quick like that.
I've seen these movies a bunch.
Yeah, you got incredible wit.
At least half of it.
That's right. So the reality is that I think there's two kind of gravitational pulls. It's exactly what you said, where we don't want the wallet or somebody's income to separate them from having this Bond sartorial moment, because it's fun, it's a little bit of escapism, and why should it be like, oh, I'm sorry, it's only for the elite or somebody that can afford this? No. And so the Frugal Bond was born, and Iconic Alternatives and all these other places, to really cater to every size wallet. There is a second one, though. And the second one is people who can't find an item.
Also true.
Right? So they've got to come up with, whether it's frugal or not, a replica. And today I am actually wearing a replica of the Massimo Alba. It's not Massimo Alba. It's Massimo Dutti.
Yeah.
Damn it. I'm not editing that out because I'm a human.
We all make mistakes.
Yeah, we're not robots. Robots.
Exterminate.
But I'm wearing the Casino Royale look. I've got right now a Marona Target. It looks like the Sunspell, kind of thin gray. I've got obviously the top, which, by the way, this one is made by Magnolia. Mm-hmm. Okay, so, and I've got a pair of Uniqlo chinos, dark.
Can't go wrong there.
Can't go wrong. And my whole outfit with this top, and the pants probably came to about, I would say, $65. I have no idea what the other parts and pieces are. So I couldn't even tell you what they were. But you put together another Daniel Craig outfit.
I have.
You even have like a beer prop.
I do.
So
this is purely for prop purposes.
That's right. That's all water in there, just because it's in the morning. What have you put together?
So this is the Quantum of Solace Bolivia outfit he wears for Act 3 of Quantum of Solace, beginning with meeting Felix Leiter in the bar, and then moving on into the desert for that final battle scene. I love the tactical Bond, battle dress look.
It is, and it's a badass outfit. So what do we have here? What brands do we have?
This is a jacket that I got from Banana Republic for the princely sum of $80 back probably, I don't know, 2009, 2010.
Wow.
Shortly after Quantum of Solace came out. You know what's funny? When James Bond wears something, he kind of makes that item popular again.
Yes.
Revitalized the cardigan. Revitalized with Spectre, the turtleneck. Quantum of Solace made the Harrington popular again. Yeah. So everybody was making them. And I got this at Banana Republic. The shirt is from Sunspell, so it's sticking with the Bond brand.
Is it black?
It is black. Yeah. Not as expensive as the Tom Ford one.
Not even close.
And you can catch these when they're on sale for about $90. Yeah. So a little bit of an investment. But if you buy 10 polos from the Gap or Old Navy, you could buy one Sunspell polo.
Still much cheaper than $550
Agreed.
For the Tom Ford.
Agreed.
And this would
and
have been...
sometimes it's better to stick with fewer things that are of better quality than buying 10 things that are inferior.
And the Harrington jacket from Tom Ford was $2,200?
At least something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
A lot
if you can get it.
Harrington jacket.
Okay, so let's talk about your jeans that you're wearing. Talk to us about those.
So these jeans are from a Bond brand. They're similar to the ones that he wears in Quantum of Solace, but not the exact ones. They are from Seven for All Mankind, which is what he wears. Different pair. I think the pair that he wore in the movie are north of $200. These I got on sale for around $65.
Okay.
So if you shop those sales, sometimes you can find a bargain on the real Bond brand.
I think that's a smart route to go. And the shoes.
The shoes, sticking with the same thing. These are Church's Rider 3s, which are the shoes that Bond wears. They're in a different color than the ones that he wears in the film. Shop those sales because you can get a bargain on the actual Bond brand. A good alternative also are the Clark's Chukka boots.
Oh, I love those.
That look,
Yes.
they have a different sole, but they have the same look as
Yeah.
the desert boots from Quantum of
And
Solace.
you can get the same, almost looking the same brown ones at Clark's at some of the wholesale outlets for like $55.
That's it.
So it's very inexpensive. Come up a little bit closer because one thing I noticed you didn't scrimp on is let's see your
That's true. Well,
wrist.
actually, this is as budget friendly as it gets because I stole this from you, so it was free.
It's a goose egg. That's how much it costs.
It's the Quantum of Solace Omega.
So
Haunted Ocean.
now talk to us a little bit about that because I've done videos before where it's a combination of frugal and luxury to kind of mix and match. Is that a little bit more realistic to what your lifestyle is?
It is. That's pretty much how I dress every day, where there'll be some screen accurate Bond pieces and other things that are a lot more cost effective. I'm a real person. I don't have the unlimited government expense account that James Bond has.
Nobody is.
So I'm not dressed head to toe in cashmere 24/7.
That's disappointing to hear.
I mean,
I had an image.
mostly cashmere,
Yeah.
but not head to toe.
Exactly. Now, I will say, I'm going to ask you a question, but I'm going to start with myself. What people are sort of maybe shocked about is the Frugal Bond is not always about getting a cosplay outfit or putting together a whole thing. We did it in this case to kind of prove a point that you can do these things in a much more financially efficient way. I mean, this, for example, is, you can see the Magnolia label right there. This one right here is an extra large. The one I'm wearing is a large. I wear this on a regular basis. I may not wear it with the gray turtleneck or the blue chinos, but I wear this to work. I wear it out on date night. How often do you wear your Frugal Bond, but not as a whole outfit?
I wear these kind of clothes all the time. This jacket is a mainstay in my spring, summer, early fall wardrobe. In fact, the first time I ever met you, way back when Spectre came out, this is the outfit I was wearing.
Was that at the Omega
It was.
Watch Luxury? And what's ironic,
100 years ago. Back
it was
when
100
Spectre
years
came
ago.
out.
He was a baby. He came in a carriage and a pram. But the crazy thing is that was a discussion about luxury products. And here you were wearing a more frugal version of a luxury product, the
It's
Tom
true.
Ford.
It's true.
Now, when was... All right, so this is going to be really funny that we're going to do this on this video, and he is not expecting it. That wasn't the same day that you bought a Tom Ford suit, was it?
It was, yes. So that's a perfect example of how you can mix the Frugal Bond with the real thing.
Yeah. And it's a... Look,
Save up for those investment pieces. They're worth it.
thank you. So that was like the perfect segue because I do really feel like the Frugal Bond, although definitely a path that we should all follow, no matter how much money you make, it's just, it makes smart sense. But it is a gateway. You know, it is kind of an entry point to saying, and I know people have done this, they may get a Harrington navy or a black jacket like that and then say, you know something though? I've got an itch just down there to get the Tom Ford one. Let's resuscitate a project. And that's exactly how this one was born, where 40 to 50 people said, I'm ready to graduate to the next point in luxury for this particular piece because that piece means so much to them.
And it helps you determine things like sizing or whether or not something fits your lifestyle. You might buy something in a more frugal version of something that you don't like and decide this doesn't work for me, so I'm not going to invest in that 3-4 figure Tom Ford piece.
Is there a Frugal Bond outfit that you have in mind, something from the Bond films where you're like, gosh, I would love to get a frugal version of that?
I suppose I could say that about a lot of the things that Bond wears. I'm a big believer in spending on quality and not quantity.
Yeah.
So if there's something that I really, really want, I'll put money aside over time and take that plunge. If I'm not interested in the real thing, chances are I might not be interested in the frugal version.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. One of the last questions, promise. Is there something in your frugal collection in the past that you have then said, you know, something, I want the right one. I want the one that has the right brand, et cetera, and you graduated to it. I know I've had several. I've talked about, for example, Sunspell. I remember when Casino Royale came out, I bought one at Target. I wrote blue polo and then graduated to the Sunspell one. Do you have an example of that?
I did that with the Sunspell polo. I bought so many different blue polos until taking the plunge and buying the Sunspell one, and never looked back. Now that I started with one, now I own probably 20 of them. I wear them all the time. Again, shop those sales, because sometimes you could get a bargain on the real thing. The watches, that's another thing that for years as a young guy, and when I say young, I mean 12, 13 years old, I would buy swatches, I would buy Timex to replicate the James Bond watch until finally putting that money aside to get the Omega.
Do you have any of the, like I'm wearing a Magnolia, there's obviously Royal Filmware. Do you have any of those kind of, I call them replicator pieces in your collection?
I don't have any that were made specifically to replicate a Bond thing, but like I said earlier, James Bond has made a lot of specific articles popular.
Yeah.
So brands like Banana Republic, J. Crew, Saks Fifth Avenue, Bloomingdale's make things based on what James Bond wore. After Quantum of Solace, cardigans became popular. After Spectre, turtlenecks became popular. So you can look around and see some of those less expensive brands making Bond-inspired pieces.
It's so true. And we'll keep looking at them and reviewing them because the Frugal Bond lives on.
It does.
You can't kill it, is what you can't do.
It has no time to die.
Oh,
It'll live to die another day.
really? Really?
We could keep going.
I'm just going to have just a quantum of solace about that. Anyway, Kyle, thank you so much.
Thank you
for
for
having
having me
this
back.
conversation. I'm sure we'll have more in the future. In the meantime, this has also been David Zaritsky for the Bond Experience, and we'll see you all real soon. Take care. Thanks for watching this episode. If you want to be up on the latest from the Bond Experience, just click on this subscribe and subscribe to our channel. You're going to get all the latest and greatest information, plus some exclusive content. And by the way, speaking of content, here's something especially for you, just because we know you. Talk to you soon.